Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of What Are You Doing with Your Life by Jiddu Krishnamurti. In this book, the great philosopher and teacher Jiddu Krishnamurti expresses traditional ideas about happiness and the purpose of life. He says that there isn't a higher purpose or path guiding us. It is what we do with our life is entirely our own responsibility. For that, he says three important lessons. The first one is your conditioning often hinders you from seeing reality. Lesson 2, happiness is short lived, so stop searching for it and just enjoy the happy moments. Third lesson, the purpose of life is much simpler than you might think. Now we will see what he says about each and every of these three lessons. First one is, he says, the way you are conditioned stops you from viewing reality as the reality really is. For this, he says, think about love. Now, your ideas are shaped about the way you think what love is. Maybe your idea of love can be about a couple who are going to get married, or about someone gifting their girlfriends with roses. Now, this sort of an idea is shaped by your cultural, economical, and social background. Because of this, you might have a pretty narrow view of what love is. You will only think that love can exist between a couple who is going to get married, or a couple who is already married, or when someone is gifting a rose to his girlfriend. This is just one example to show how your conditioning stops you from seeing the complexity of things in the world. In this world, everything is constantly changing, but we always look at the world as the fixed idea. Our cultural background and belief systems decides how we see everything around us. To understand this changing world, we also have to change our perspective. Otherwise, we will not be able to see things as they really are. To look at life truthfully, we have to learn to free ourselves of grand theories and attempt to explain things in totality. This is hard because many people consider themselves part of an ideology or religion and tend to force situations into their own narrow worldview. Now, how can we fix our worldview? First, we must learn to watch from outside. Our mind must view everything as an outsider. Only then we will be able to understand how conditioning can limit our view of the world. Soon, as we start looking at things as an outsider, we will be able to understand our relationship with the world and understand the complex and evolving problems in the world. Now, the second lesson is, he says, happiness comes and goes. So, stop looking for happiness. Stop looking for lasting happiness and enjoy it when you have this happiness. Now, everyone wants happiness in the life. For many people, being happy is the whole point of living. You might want to achieve it through finding love or having a fulfilling career. But it's really difficult to find any happiness which can be a lasting happiness, because happiness is only for a short time. No happiness will extend for a long time. So, Krishnamurti advises and says that when we were kids, we easily found happiness in simple things. In fact, as kids, we did not try to find happiness. We found happiness in all the activities we did. Unfortunately, as we grow older, it is harder to get this experience of spontaneous happiness. So, we try to get it in other ways, like pursuing prestige or money. We think that prestige and money can make us happy. The problem with this is that as soon as we get whatever we want, it can be a large house or a dream partner, the enjoyment we get from it turns into a fear of losing whatever we have. You feel great falling in love, but often we feel fear of losing it, or we become too dependent on it for our happiness. We will think that only if we are in a large house we will be happy, or we will think that only if this person whom we love continues this love relationship or that closeness with us are the ways we will lose happiness. In fact, we understand that our search is not for happiness but the search is for security. And we need a constant sense of security and well being. But we should understand that in life there is no lasting security. Life is short and all of us are essentially alone. And the people whom we think are closest to us, they also cannot give us that security because they are also alone. So, to avoid disappointment, he says, stop constantly searching for long lasting happiness. Live this moment and realize that things don't last forever. At the same time, we should also understand that if happiness is short lived, even sadness is short lived. When we realize this, you can truly be happy in these moments, which you find happiness. And the final third lesson is, he says, the real purpose of living is simply to live. For centuries, people have searched for the meaning of life. Often we look up to successful people and we think that if we follow what they did, we will find life's purpose. Cultural traditions and people give us a sort of a roadmap for what living should look like. And we also use this model to decide what a purposeful life is. We spend so much time following examples of other people's that we actually miss the significance of what life truly is. We should understand that life is personal to each one of us. And the truth is, no other authority can help us with our intimate experience. If you always need another justification for life, you are missing how extraordinary living actually is. When you are asking yourself about what life really is, it is like you are bored with the repetitiveness of your own life. If you think that a purpose is to be successful or the purpose is to be religious, it's likely that you are trying to escape from something rather than embracing life. Rather than viewing life as a pursuit to reach a faraway object, he says, look at what's happening in your own life right now. If you don't like the way something is going in your life right now, try to understand why it is like that. Confront your sorrow, fear, or confusion, and then you can escape your longing for a purpose. And he finishes by saying, life is beautiful, mysterious, and rich. In truth, this should be enough for us. It's a beautiful book by Krishnamurti sir. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.